Et bah du coup, on va partir sur des morts à répétition. Génial, j'ai toujours rêvé d'exécuter une souveraine. Vive la Révolution. À la bonne heure.
You make your way up the short path.
Si elle plaisantait pas, si elle nous tuait. Si vous partez défaitiste et imaginez déjà le pire, alors vous mourrez, c'est une certitude.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Auxir la princesse.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing the tenth of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
La tour.
You're on a path. You're here to slay her.
Attends, on me propose de tourner les talons.
We should just
Le
leave.
résigner.
There's nothing we can do to stop her. Seriously? You're just going to...
Bon, avancer.
Fine.
Faire encore demi-tour et partir. Ah. Le monde autour de vous se défait, la matière est remplacée par le néant. Grondement lointain. Sentiment de rejet. Les récepteurs ne s'accrochent plus à votre âme. Pourquoi? Un long silence, une sensation de vide. Je n'ai pas envie de vous voir. Dépression, trophée obtenu. Personne d'autre peut s'en charger. Malheureusement, vous êtes le seul à pouvoir accomplir cette tâche, mais ce n'est pas moi qui fixe les règles. J'aimerais pouvoir le faire, mais ce n'est pas le cas. Si je le fais, vais-je recevoir une quelconque récompense?
You'll have to slay her before you get it.
Pouvez-vous me dire quelle sera ma récompense si j'accomplis cette tâche?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Génial, j'ai toujours rêvé d'exécuter le souverain de la révolution. J'ai plutôt l'impression que si tu fixes totalement... Attends. Que si tu fixes totalement les règles. Mais non! Merci de me dire ce que je dois faire.
It's all part of the job. You make your way up the
Entrer dans le chalet. Prendre la lame.
You take the blade from the table.
Descendre au sous-sol.
The door to the basement. Good.
Continue à
You're
descendre.
still listening to reason.
Je suis démasqué, je suis effectivement là pour vous tuer.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do.
Renforcez votre
You
prise sur la
ignore the
lame.
trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it.
Pas question de poser ma
Then I'm
lame.
not talking to you.
Fixer la princesse en tenant la lame. On retourne sur Observe la princesse.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds.
Voilà. Finir le travail.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess
Oh, on
gasps,
s'est bien
her
amusé.
voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
Ah là là. Là, il bagarre à mort. Mais
You
qu'est-ce
fought
que
more of a
j'aime ça.
fight than I thought you
Surtout
would.
quand je meurs à la fin.
But I have to wonder. Do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark.
L'adversaire.
You're on
Est-ce
a
que je peux
path
fuir?
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, we
Tournez
can't
les
just
talons.
leave. We're supposed to
L'obstiné.
fight her. Where are you going?
Oui, je sais très bien où je vais. Bon, alors, avancer vers le chalet, faire encore
Really
demi-tour et
keen on
partir.
wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish.
Je t'avais
if you
dit qu'on
ask
n'aurait
me.
jamais dû
I've
venir ici,
already
mais évidemment,
outlined the
monsieur
stakes of
n'écoute
the
personne.
situation. If you don't,
Le récepteur vous caresse délicatement. Un sentiment de résignation. Je ne peux rien faire pour vous arrêter, mais la bobine est presque vide. Un avertissement. Si vous revenez ici, nous y resterons pour l'éternité. Acceptation. Trophée. Ok.
you're on a path.
La fin du monde, pouvez-vous être plus précis, voilà. Comment une princesse enfermée
linger on the
pourrait faire la fin du
specifics.
monde.
You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Très bien, je suis convaincue,
As
finissons.
long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be smooth sailing. You make your way up.
Entrer dans le chalet, prendre la lame, descendre au sous-sol,
Good.
continuer à
You're
descendre,
still listening to reason.
avancer. Pas question de poser ma lame. Tenir fermement la lame. Vous lancez un regard oblique à la
She
princesse.
squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Fixez la princesse d'un regard encore plus insistant.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Lâchez la lame.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Nous avons assez
Oh,
discuté.
have you decided what to...
Ah,
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here in...
s'il n'y a pas de clé, vous avez
Wow,
d'autres idées.
you do have that big
She speaks. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure you attempt someone.
Redescendre les escaliers.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs.
Sauver. Ah,
Against
sauver la
your better
princesse.
judgment,
S'approcher de la porte fermée à clé.
stop them.
L'avertir. Résister. Tourner
I'm
les
not so
talons.
sure running away is the best idea. We're not the only person stuck here. What about her? Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Avancer vers le chalet. Faire encore demi-tour et partir. Le monde se défait. Le néant, les innombrables récepteurs vous façonnent en une masse informe. Vous avez pris une décision, la mauvaise. Je vous aime. Vous êtes le bonheur éternel, une explosion d'allégresse et de compréhension omniprésente. Votre âme menace de disparaître. Je vous aime. Vous n'êtes que souffrance, un bras engourdi, une bouche affreusement sèche, une plaie ouverte. Votre âme se voit contrainte de réintégrer ce plan d'existence. Je vous aime. Vous êtes le bonheur éternel, une explosion d'allégresse et de compréhension omniprésente. Votre âme menace de disparaître. Je vous aime. Vous n'êtes que souffrance, un bras engourdi, une bouche affreusement sèche, une plaie ouverte. Votre âme se voit contrainte de réintégrer ce plan d'existence. Je vous aime. Bon, je vais arrêter de dire ce qui se répète en boucle. Exister, perdre conscience. Sauvegarder. Perdre conscience. Juste comme si vous n'étiez rien. Trop fait. Alors maintenant, ouais, une respiration. On va continuer sur nos lancées dans les deuxièmes chapitres. On va pas partir. Nouvelle partie. Ah non, mince. Ça commence bien. Avancer vers le chalet. Entrer dans le chalet.
She will love what we can't just go through.
Entrer dans le chalet. Prendre la lame. Descendre au sous-sol. Continuer à
But
descendre.
still listening to reason.
Avancer. Auxir la princesse. Évidemment puisqu'elle est morte. Partir. C'est des conneries, sortez-moi d'ici. Ce qui est fait est fait, il n'y a pas de
This is
retour en
what's
arrière
best for
possible.
everyone. Trust. Time passes.
Heureux, ça risque pas, t'as une idée. Je suis prêt à tout pour sortir de cet enfer. Espèce de salaud, cette fois je compte pas me laisser faire, je laisserai plus avoir par vos petits stratagèmes. Non, on y va. Avancez vers le chalet.
She will lie. She won't be.
Entrez dans le chalet.
The interior of the cabin is cold.
Oh, une nouvelle zone.
A soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table
Ouais,
with
sympa.
a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time.
C'est clair.
Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
On est revenu avec l'air sensible. S'approcher du miroir.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall.
Essuyer le
You
miroir.
reach forward and rub
Bon.
it, but there was, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly, it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Prendre la lame.
You take the blade from the table.
Descendre au sous-sol.
The door to the
Oh, c'est
basement
beau.
groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure.
Optimiste, oui, tout à fait.
I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
Elle est adorable.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
Je suis pas sûre. On va
Without
essayer.
a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
You're adorable when you're confused.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Oh.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
Si j'avais su que je devrais vous parler à nouveau, je ne vous aurais pas poignardé. Je suis mort aussi et pourtant je ne flotte pas dans les airs comme vous. Que s'est-il passé? Pourquoi suis-je différent? Pourquoi n'êtes-vous pas pareil? Arrêtez de tuer les victimes, vous m'avez menacé la dernière fois. Bien sûr que je vous ai attaqué, vous êtes censé anéantir le monde, c'est d'ailleurs pour ça que je vous tuais la dernière fois. Vous êtes morte, ou en tout cas pratiquement morte, comment pourriez-vous me faire du mal? Qu'est-ce que vous attendez de moi? Bon les amis, je suis à court d'idées, j'attends vos suggestions. Auxire la princesse en mettant du cœur à l'ouvrage. Bon, si je peux pas vous blesser, il me reste pas grand-chose à faire ici, je crois que je vais partir.
The princess once more, and once more your blade cuts through nothing as she disappears.
C'est logique.
Really?
Her voice chides from elsewhere in the room. You whirl around, finding her hovering between you and the basement stairs, looking you over with grim disappointment. She draws in close.
I was willing to let bygones be bygones, Keller. I was willing to ignore everything you did to me so we could get out of here, together.
Oh.
All I ever wanted was to leave this place. All I ever wanted was to find a way back home.
Ben, chez toi?
Wherever home is.
Ah.
Her eyes turn from wells of sorrow to pits of wrath as she stares into you.
How does violence is the only language you speak?
She forces her hand into your chest, and
Fantôme
then...
colère.
Yeah? Nothing happens. Are you sure about that? Something should have
Chez elle, c'est chez
happened.
moi, c'est ça.
And yet it didn't. We're fine.
La fixer en silence, soigner les ailes. La fixer en silence.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next, but it is over before you can fully conceptualize what it is. A horrific splintering, the squelching of organs, the rending of tissue,
Ah, et si, elle
an
arrive quand même à nous
icy,
tuer.
numbing pain. She's real.
Ah.
If she's making us dead, we should return the favor.
J'ai pas vu ce qu'elle a dit. Ça a passé. Auxerre la princesse.
You swing your blade towards her briefly corporeal throat. It connects. A gash widens across her neck, glowing ectoplasm leaking from the wound. But it's too little, too late. In her hand, you
Du coup,
realize
notre
she
cœur est
clutches
vert.
your still
Jaune.
beating heart.
Jaunâtre.
It thumps unsettlingly. Did we get her? Even if we didn't, we've given her something to remember.
See you soon, killer.
Afraid you'll never know. As she crushes your precious organ in her
Ouais, il est louche,
hand,
mon cœur.
everything goes dark.
Chapitre 3. Chapitre 3. On a déjà eu
You're
un
on a
chapitre
path
3.
in the wood, and here we go again. Off to slay her again. The deck's stacked,
Le
isn't it?
revanchard est
We
venu.
kill her, we start again. She kills us as a goddamn ghost, we start again. I'm starting to think we're being run in circles just for the sake of it.
Oh purée. Oui. Ah,
Let's not give in to all
Je m'en
that
souvenais
misery
pas.
just yet.
Quand j'ai fait
There's
la
got
fin
to be a
finale.
way out of this.
Ah oui,
There's
probable.
got to be a right answer. Yeah. And what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me? What if all of this was rigged from the start? That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if it was just
Eh bien,
some
en
kind
vrai, je vais continuer d'essayer de la tuer. On va voir si on va
Cosmic
débloquer
busy
chapitre 4, 5, 6.
I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick joke to them. Okay, so you've already been here.
Pas sûr non plus, mais bon.
Twice even. Great. Then let me poke a few holes in your depressing little theory. Nobody here is screwing with you, and I can't imagine any scenario where you would have started over after slaying the princess. Well, we didn't have to start over. We killed ourselves. And why, pray tell, did you do that? Because you decided to foist an infinite tedium on us. That doesn't sound like me. If I'd had everything my way, you would have effortlessly slain the princess, saved the world, and been given your happy ending. The ending was the tedium. You locked us in a cabin and sent that cabin to an endless void, and then you told us we were happy. Well, were you happy? Of course we weren't happy. That's why we killed ourselves. It was awful. Yes, and then she killed us. Even though she was already dead. This is all fake.
Oh, pardon.
Okay, let's try to get back on track. You're real. The princess is real. The world is real. The people in the world are real. And the danger she poses to all of them is also, quite unfortunately, real. Whatever you did the first time, it sounds like it almost worked. So how about you give it one last try? Because killing yourself seems to undo all the good you almost managed to accomplish. All this standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something. Maybe we'll kill her again. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll even free her.
Pourquoi on devrait vous aider? Vous allez encore nous emprisonner pour l'éternité. Vous êtes le même narrateur que celui des boucles précédentes. Vous avez rapidement accepté que nous n'en étions pas à notre coup d'essai. Nous l'avons oxyse, elle nous a supprimés. Aucun de ces scénarios ne nous a souri. Si nous sommes condamnés à répéter cette boucle à l'infini, nous finirons tôt ou tard pour la libérer. Alors autant nous y coller dès maintenant. Que va-t-il se passer si nous n'allons pas au chalet? C'est aussi une possibilité. Avancez vers le chalet. Il y a une option que nous n'avons pas encore essayé, tourner les talons et partir. Avancez vers le chalet.
It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. The more he talks, the more I'm interested in setting her free. Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care. It sounds like somebody's about to crack.
Vous essayez d'avoir recours à la psychologie inversée ou vous avez vraiment laissé tomber? Entrez dans le chalet.
The interior of the cabin is long and dark. A single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward. Fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward.
Oui, cool, miroir, bah oui.
The only furniture of note is... that's strange. What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? Great. Something else has been taken away from us. I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Imaginons qu'il y ait bien un miroir au bout de ce couloir et que pour l'instant il nous bloque la vue. Qu'est-ce qu'il cache? Qu'est-ce qui se trouve derrière?
If you're asking what's at the end of the hallway, it's the way to the basement.
C'est ça, on t'a eu, narrateur. Enfin, suivant ce que tu nous as demandé pourtant. Hein.
Don't you mean door? No, I didn't say door, because there isn't a door, it's just an opening. What are the odds she's waiting for us right behind it? If I were running a bullshit factory, it's what I'd do. Let me assure you that there's nothing there. Nothing is going to jump out at you, and certainly not the princess. The princess is in the basement.
Ouais,
you can't see
ça
the
va être
mirror.
un truc
The
du genre.
knife is gone, defying his expectations. Who the
Je
hell is
deviens un
calling the
meurtrier,
shots
ça
here?
tourne mal.
Nobody is calling the shots. That's how reality works.
J'essaye d'être un meurtrier, ça tourne mal. Approchez du
You
miroir.
slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. We've always been watched. You're watching us right now. Sometimes the feeling is just stronger than others. I feel like you're trying to put us on edge. We don't need all this anticipation. We just need this to be over. You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there. Here we go. You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the
Ah, il
opening.
disparaît encore.
Nothing. It's like this place read our mind.
Je
Just
suis
mess with
frustrée.
us.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Shit. Where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess constricts. Your bones snap.
Oh.
Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your
Un basique
veins as your
peut-être.
legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with a terrifying visage of the
Ah non, c'était
princess.
juste sa main.
Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right. I thought maybe you'd seen what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. Even after I ripped your heart out, you still cut me. And for what? I didn't go anywhere. You didn't banish me. I'm right back here with you. A little better, a little worse. Well, maybe a lot worse. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of
Là,
here.
je suis en train d'imaginer toutes les manières possibles qu'elle s'empare de notre corps pour
And
sortir d'ici et je
you
trouve
get
tout
to
bloque.
watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I say we let her do it. It's something different. Do we even have a choice? You always have a choice.
Ouais, ça va être glauque.
Maybe before, but not now. There isn't a blade this time. Exactly. What choice is there if there isn't a blade?
Peut donner un coup de
unless
patte.
you have any specific ideas, I think my vote's the only one that counts.
Nous sommes quittes à présent, je vous ai exécuté, vous m'avez envoyé dans votre monde, c'est de l'histoire ancienne, non? Je n'ai jamais voulu vous faire de mal, je sais même pas comment j'ai atterri ici. Vous savez, je suis aussi victime dans cette histoire. Si vous me possédez contre ma volonté, vous ne vaudrez pas mieux que moi, non? Vous n'êtes pas obligé d'être malfaisante et d'en arriver à de telles extrémités. Vous êtes vraiment obligé de vous emparer de mon corps, je peux pas simplement vous ouvrir la porte. C'est bon, j'étais de toute façon venu vous libérer. Lutter. Sauvegarder. Donc, lutter.
You violently struggle against the princess, but all you manage to do is grind the fragments of your splintered ankle together. You can't shake free from her now.
It's so easy to make me squirm. But I won't be crueler than I have to be. I don't even want to cause any more damage. It'll be hard enough for me to walk out of here on that broken ankle.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding.
C'est moi où la seule zone où il lui reste de la peau, c'est sa poitrine.
Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess. Not like this. You don't even have a weapon, so I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here? Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, you really messed up.
Pardon.
Are you seriously trying to blame this on us? Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong. It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
Oh.
I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. There's another option, you know. Don't help either of them. Flip the table. That gap where the mirror was, I don't think it goes anywhere. Let's throw ourselves into the abyss. Your body, still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings. It's not that bad. The pain feels good. I know you feel it too.
Jetez votre corps dans l'abîme.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the wall and hurl it towards the gaping abyss.
I won't let you do that.
Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's unquestionable that her reserves are greater than yours, but fortunately for you, the distance you have to cover is far shorter. Enough is enough. I'm tired of us always losing. It's just a step away.
Even if you throw yourself into the abyss, you still lose.
You throw everything you have against her and manage, for one brief moment, to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was all you needed. Your foot slips a few inches, and you collapse forward, the darkness swallowing you whole.
Why do you hate me?
Her thought slips through you, unheeded, as you fall, and fall, and fall. What an end. But at least it's ours. An empire of frigid nothing. I don't think this qualifies as saving the world, but at least you didn't ruin it. What happens now?
What do you mean what happens now? You wanted this.
But I want to know what he thinks happens now.
I don't think you're going to find that out.
Oh? And why is that?
You should pay better attention to your head. You left. Gone. It's just you and you and you and me.
Alors là c'est noté vous, Voltaire, Ego et moi, mais elle dit il ne reste que vous et vous et vous et vous et moi. Pardon. Votre chute libre s'interrompt et vous sentez qu'une masse, une excroissance vous est arrachée. La princesse et vous échangez un dernier long regard. Ouah, elle a réussi à l'embarquer alors qu'on n'est pas sorti du chalet. Quelque chose l'emporte, laissant à sa place un objet d'une toute autre nature.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
J'ignore où elle est partie et je ne sais même pas par où commencer pour la retrouver. Le narrateur a disparu, je crois que je suis censée... J'ignore où elle est partie. Ouais, j'ai sauté dans l'abîme.
She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. We just can't win. Don't bother looking for her. I'm sure it's just a waste of time.
S'approcher du miroir.
Don't do this.
Le miroir ne vous a jamais fait peur
It's
auparavant?
different now. It feels, I don't know,
Ah oui, ça on avait fait.
final. Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
S'approcher du miroir. Alors, comment est mon reflet? Vous tordez la main dans un silence absolu. Les voix sont parties, mais le miroir est toujours là. Il est temps que vous découvriez ce qui s'y cache. C'est vous. C'est juste moi. Vous vous retrouvez seul dans un espace complètement vide. Il n'y a pas un bruit ici. Avancez vers le chalet. Vous êtes au chalet. L'approchez.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me.
Je peux... Laissez-la
I'm
partir.
sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Que fait-on maintenant?
Nothing.
Voilà. D'accord, faites-moi
She
oublier.
asks that I tell you to remember her.
Elle me demande de vous dire de ne pas l'oublier.
You
Oh,
won't.
mais vous ne vous en souviendrez pas.